I'm Malcolm Van Delst, and this is a continuation of the Low Self-Esteem Reading Room, aka Loser, an experimental illustrated novella about a man losing his sanity. Last week in Alien Annis Nin, May continued, interspersing a description of intense loneliness with a personal essay on religion and ancestors and a short story about a crime-solving dog. So we're continuing with May's book, Black, number 7. She woke up from a dead sleep. Where was she? Oh, the kids, the empty wine glass, the chips and popcorn all over the floor, remnants of supper. Her face burned. Was it from snowboarding, the fire, or wine? She scowls. She's a beautiful house with a dog barking inside, a bit run down, but a house of noble, elegant proportions. It's a big dog whose bark booms and echoes, keeping people from approaching. Her children, beautiful as she and, yes, equally unapproachable. Sullen, unsmiling son, shrinking, cringing daughter. The father is not present. He fucked her best friend last year, almost to this date. Black, aka sad, dogged node. I want to scream. I want to cry. I can do neither. I'm like a lumpen preteen girl covered in baby fat, sullen, hunched over, non-verbal, non-fucking verbal. Ah, there, a scream. I don't want to be desirous of sex because I'm not attracted to my husband. He's old. He's hairy. He has bad breath. Sure, it's not his fault. Sure, he is extremely kind, generous. I married him in retaliation against my first marriage to my high school sweetheart who started an affair with my best friend. This man, he won't cheat on me. When we first married, I had to kind of hold my breath and go elsewhere mentally when we fucked. I'm grateful to be in this big house, though, and don't mind that he's white. I did not want another Filipino. Okay, I've broken the code. Weird, isn't it, that breaking the code means understanding in so many contexts? I mean, when you break a secret code or a language code, you suddenly understand what your enemy, competitor, or another group of humans is saying. And by understanding the sounds or marks on a writing surface, you know what your enemy, competitor, or another group of humans think, or what their day-to-day lives may include, and what they value and or concern themselves with. I've broken the women's code of not talking about what we really feel about our husbands. Why do we have this code? Survival. I'm a sad node working doggedly towards happiness. Gray Jello. It's like Jello, my dance instructor says. The flesh on your bones, it jiggles like Jello. Oh my God, it was happening. I watched from the floor of the studio where we're all lying like starfish, only inelegant, older starfish. Bones floating above my head, trapped beneath the studio ceiling, decompose into gelatin. I begin talking. Physics experiments have been performed, I say, with gelatinous substances and shaking platforms. The platforms' big wooden sheets are placed on machines that shake. Then, my dance teacher is over me looking grim. Shit. She and 2 male classmates escort me out of the room. She asks if I need an ambulance. Ambulance? I, Ms. Helene goes back into the studio and closes the door. A girl appears. Ambulance? I turn my head slowly to look at the girl. She's on her cell phone telling someone how I disrupted class for the second time and seem unaware of my surroundings. The dancing sludge on the platform that I manifested to kill the bones is gone. Sunlight from the window at the far end of the coat room slices through the air, putting me in darkness and the girl in dusty light. I'm okay, I say. The girl looks at me. I think you should go to the hospital. No, I'm okay. You need to see someone. I'm going to call an ambulance. I'll walk to the hospital, I say. St. Joseph's is only 4 blocks away. I stand to grab my coat. Really, I'm okay. I flip my coat off a hook, push my arms through its sleeves, and sit down to put on my boots. You can't keep doing this, the girl says. I stop. How can I tell her about the bones? Gray areas. Several nights ago, the sky, dark blue-gray. It had been raining, though not at that precise moment. Clouds low. The sun had set a few hours before. The tree branches against that sky. You know what's weird? I can't write freely anymore. The tears are so close. Don't give in. Walking down the street, crying, not caring who saw, that was me. Women like myself don't talk about what we've done. We have marriage certificates. These make us not a whore. Then I forced myself to stop crying one day, and as a result became tougher, stronger. I began a slow climb to feeling in charge, at least of myself, and stronger. Sure, I thought I wanted love. Who doesn't? But not everyone can have it. That's a fact. Some of us have to settle for food and a house. Love, well, what about friendship? How about that? First, how about trust? Learning to trust. Well, why not start with myself? We overlook the fact that many whores do very well. Their problem is that their work is illegal. They become dependent on lawyers, judges, politicians, and police, people they service, who also don't arrest them for a price. Are whores better off than a woman who marries strategically for money? It's weird that men will pay so well for sex. The eighth wonder of the world. It's also weird that women, by and large, view whoring as immoral, wrong. It's dangerous, sure, due to the number of men moving through a woman's bedroom or home, and to the fact that it's still illegal in most places and unaccepted by society in general. Yes, more dangerous than marriage. I wonder how many men would whore for a living if they could with the same sort of returns women get. Would whoring be legal and respectable if the larger, stronger gender of our species could command the sorts of prices women get for whoring? What if the average man is a whore, but his whoring just looks different? A female sells her body to a male or males, while a male sells the things his body can do, accumulate resources.